Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world. And welcome to another LFC Transfer News Show for you guys this evening. Of course, we're doing this in the middle of the 2 Euro games. Apologies for that if anyone is watching on repeat as well. I did accidentally tweet out that it was 8 p.m. And my brain automatically did that, and then it was actually 7 p.m. So if you're watching on repeat, I do apologize. Anyway, but of course, if you guys can't tell already, tonight we're going to be talking about Lazio. Seem to be close to signing Xhardan Shaqiri, and as well, Kingsley Coman. And apparently there's been a £35 million Euro bid that's been rejected. And Liverpool are apparently very highly interested in the French international. And of course, as you can see on screen, we are joined by Mr. Jack Mack, LFC, and we will be talking about all of the topics tonight anyway. But Jack, how are you doing, first of all, mate?
Not too bad, mate. Thank you for letting me come on. And everyone at home, hope you have a lovely night. It was a good game of football. The Dutch versus the Czechs. It's coming home, I'm telling you. But yeah, it was a remarkable performance by the Czechs when it can, and everyone at home. Let us know if you watched the game. But it's knockout football. We've seen it in Champions League, but obviously European competition. Sending off changed the whole complexion of that game. Don't get me wrong, the Czechs played very well, but he took that fully in their advantage and absolutely battered the Dutch. And yet again, Gio and Alden going missing in a big game. Not the first time.
So. No. But yeah, to be fair to the Czechs, they massively deserved the win, in my opinion. And they are actually being used for some good in these European competitions, unlike the Premier League. Anyway, but Helen's in saying evening, Connor. Hello, Helen. Hopefully on a fantastic day. Jexter's in saying good evening, Reds. Hello, Jexter. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. All over Dutch are outbeaten 2-0 as well. Jexter says, so Denmark and Czech Republic play in the semi-finals. Wow. Yep. Very, very interesting game for that as well. Mark says, how is everyone today? I'm doing fantastic, mate.
Hopefully, Mark, thank you.
Yeah, hopefully everyone's having a fantastic day. Hi to Jack, says Helen. This is what football is about, Ultra says. Hi, Mark, as well. Shay is in, saying evening all as well. There we go. So
absolute legends. Every single one is for jumping in.
Everyone that got notifications. It's not like Jack's channel where for some reason notifications don't work.
I must have pissed YouTube off in some way.
Oh no. But let's get straight into the topics then, and let's talk about Mr. Xhardan Shaqiri. As you can see on your screen, let's make that a bit bigger for you guys. As you can see by there, Lazio close to signing Xhardan Shaqiri. Lazio reportedly is soon to complete a deal for Liverpool forward Xhardan Shaqiri, according to Toto Sport Web. I think that's how you pronounce it. The Serie A club believe they can sign Shaqiri very soon, with a deal expected to be completed in the coming weeks. The report states that Lazio were also keen on a £20 million rated Julian Brandt from Borussia Dortmund, but have opted to go for Shaqiri as a cheaper alternative. Now, Ian Doyle as well had things to say. Oh, let's make us a bit smaller. He had things to say about this as well, adding, as hopefully you can see on your screen right now, saying that Liverpool will demand at least 13 million for Xhardan Shaqiri and are braced for Lazio making of an official move for the Switzerland international. Shaqiri could leave the Reds this summer, with a number of European clubs monitoring his Anfield position. Now, he does go on to say that Lazio and Borussia Dortmund are the clubs that are very highly linked for the Swiss international. Jack, first of all, do you think Lazio is a good move for Shaq? And £13 million, of course, would be a profit from what we bought him for from Stoke, for £12 million. And to be fair, I would take 13 million personally. What are your feelings about it?
Yeah, very much so, mate. And you never know. Potentially, we could be getting a player in the opposite direction from Lazio that we haven't looked at. Possibly, we know Edwards in terms of his transfer dealings, but Shaq, he's done phenomenal since he comes to the football club. Wasn't expected to be a first teamer, but he's had that desired impact off the bench. I think all of us could pick out a big game from one of my favourite performances from him was when he come on against Manchester United, getting those 2 goals in that emphatic win at Anfield. There's been a lot more worse players than Shaqiri, but this lad is very good. He's a very, very good player. He's not coming to the football club and not performed. I think Jurgen Klopp and everyone, I think one thing, if he is to leave Liverpool, I think we wished he was a bit similar to Daniel Sturridge, that he didn't really have the injuries in which he has sustained in his Liverpool career. I think going to Italy, he will very much pull up trees. I'm telling you, he'll go to Serie A, or obviously he's played in the Bundesliga before, in the Premier League with Stoke and Liverpool. So he's a very good player, and I think he'll be a standout player in a Lazio side that is very capable of challenging for the top 4. Anyway, I think him, obviously Milinkovic-Savic, the other lad up front as well, Mobley. So they've got a very good, solid team, Lazio. And I think with the introduction of possibly Shaqiri, and I think if we could get 13, 15, even possibly upwards to 20 million euros, I think that would be an excellent bit of business. And as we'll speak about a certain French winger that we have been supposedly linked with today, I think it's the bridging of the gap of quality. I think with me and you have spoken, Connor, and every red around the world, it's that bridging. Don't get me wrong, we love Shaqiri, but it's improving that the likes of Origi, Shaqiri, the Wilsons, improving that quality. It very much does strengthen your whole core squad in all areas, and I think this would be the start of very much Liverpool doing that in the transfer window.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you on that, and we've spoken about that many of a time as Tilly goes off on a little run. But no, we have, haven't we? We've spoken about this, over the last couple of weeks and months, how Liverpool need to bridge the gap between the front 3 and the rest of our forward and attacking options. You can go and see to it. Let me go and zoom on my face a minute. But yeah, as you know, as we've known for some time that realistically we've needed to be able to bridge the gap between the front 3 and the rest of the squad. You look at the likes of Manchester City, they can practically in and out and swap the likes of Hazard, Sterling, Bernardo Silva, this, that, and the other, and that is what is the interesting thing with that. Anyway, let me remove me as a solo. But
Italy support Shaqiri. She's very disappointed.
But no, it is that, isn't it? Like I said, it is bridging that gap between the front 3, because, like I said, Man City, they can easily rotate, and especially if they, reportedly get, Harry Kane and both Jack Grealish, it is now Liverpool, because I think we've all said Liverpool's first 11 beats everyone else in the league and in Europe, but in terms of squad depth, Liverpool are very much highly lacking in that department. And look, we bridged the gap a little bit with Jota, and we all know what Jota's done since coming into the team. And you look at it and go, that's what Liverpool need to do again. And if for example, say it's 30 million for Shaqiri, say it's 15 million for Origi, and then we get 10, 12 million for Harry Wilson, we can then put that, we can all put that then towards a certain individual that we will talk about in a brief moment, or someone else as well that I think Liverpool should be going after. Anyway, but guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know as well the thoughts on the price tag. Is £13 million enough for Xhardan Shaqiri? Because I think that's going to be more of a talking point. I don't think it's whether or not it's time for maybe Shaqiri to move on. I think it's realistically is it the best price that Liverpool could get for him?
It's off the back of the Euros, in it, Connor. Yet again, I think in similar campaigns which we've seen Shaqiri prior to him moving to Liverpool, when he was at Bayern and Inter Milan as well, he come off these tournaments at the highest value stock in terms of selling your player. I think off the back of the Euros, he played very well, and hopefully he possibly could progress. I know they're against France anyway, but you never know. And if he did so, there'll be a lot of potential suitors out there. And the better tournament he has, the better it is for Liverpool in terms of recouping money.
Yeah, no, 100%. Phil says Dutch missed VVD. Yeah, well, as much as we've missed him. Helen said it's been a good day, though. The Dutch were going to win. They just didn't turn up, and the sending off was right. Like we said, proper use of VAR. Jexter says, Connor, I woke up at 6:45 a.m. this morning for your stream. Thank you so much, Jexter. Thank you for the support on the channel. I do very much appreciate it, as always. Andrew's in saying, Dutch going home. If England win against Germany, we play Ukraine or Sweden in the quarterfinals. We beat one of them. We face Denmark or Czechs in the semi-finals.
Take one game at a time, Andrew. We got beat by a supermarket last time.
Yeah, exactly. Aldra says 13 mil is low unless there's add-ons involved, in my opinion. Andrew says I really hope we get Coman. Also, if Edwards, I would go for Dumfries as Neco Williams' replacement. I think you're asking way too much money for Dumfries, especially after the campaign he's had. I think you're looking around 20-25 mil for him, and plus Bayern Munich apparently interested in Dumfries as well. I think from reading,
Dumfries and Kufal have been massively impressed. In a parallel universe, Liverpool didn't have Trent right back. Kufal, I absolutely loved them. Those two, if you're a team around Europe, you're looking at those two and you're like, oh, they're phenomenal players, both of them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Shaq is still a decent player. We should be getting more than 30 million for him, says Shay. Yeah, I would agree. And look, remember back in, what was it, 18-19 when he first signed for the club, we were all speaking about Liverpool need an impact player from the bench. And with the first 6-7 months that he joined the club, that's exactly what Shaqiri was. I remember the game against Fulham, I think at Anfield, where he come on the bench and I think scored an assist to make us win the game 2-0. And you look, that's what we bought Shaqiri for, was to become that impact player. He hasn't done that, I would say, for a good season, maybe. I don't think he's been like the first.
It's glimpses, though, isn't it? It's glimpses. Yeah. Like, it's not always consistent levels, and I think Shaqiri know himself. But that's what happens when you're a substitution and you're not getting like guaranteed minutes. And I think Shaqiri, as much as we all love him, he will be wanting first team football. No player is ever happy on the bench. I know we're very fortunate that Shaqiri and Origi have had the right attitude around the squad. They've not went to the press, kicked off and made a fuss. They've known the place. Don't get me wrong, we've got world-class players in their positions, but they've been very respectful to the football club and the players around them, because many players in their positions would have very much kicked off and made the scene and spoke to the journals around the UK anyway and unsettled the camp. But those two haven't. It's detriment to them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Phil says 15 mil is too cheap. We can easily get 15 plus. Chris says I will miss Shaqiri for his moments. He's had some, but same time I won't miss him because we do need to get rid of him. To be brutally honest, and plus, I think last season we had to sell Keanu Hoover to be able to fund Jota, for example, and I think that's exactly what Liverpool are going to do this season. Again, we're going to be trying to recuperate funds to go out and buy the players that we want to go and sign, whether that be Neuhaus, Malen, this, that, and the other.
Yeah, it's like Connor and everyone at home as well. We seen this when we had Alberto Moreno. We had certain other players at the football club. Klopp knew exactly who he wanted out the football club. He couldn't instantly push them out the door because they've got big wages, big contracts, and I think Klopp's probably wanted Shaqiri and Divock Origi and Wilson's as well, and Hoover, as we mentioned there, Con, out of the door, but he won't publicly say it. But he will know himself that this squad, like all of us, we do transfer videos, and that we wouldn't be making transfer videos if we weren't. Don't get me wrong, we love this team, this squad. It's brought us the first Premier League title after 30 years, but there's always room to improve. And when you're on top as well, Con, and everyone at home, you need to stay on top, and you need to continue to invest, especially when you're on top of your game as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think when we signed Kanate, I think Fabrizio Romano said Liverpool have the mindset that we want to win trophies again as soon as possible. So for me, that says Liverpool are going to try and go for the number one target. I think the good thing that Liverpool have had over the last few years is, if Plan A doesn't work, Plan B, C, D, and E are there. Prime example, Kostas Tsimikas. He wasn't first choice. Jamal Lewis was last year for left back cover, and we just went, okay, we're going to go and sign Kostas Tsimikas for £12 million. And I think that's the same where you've seen us linked to so many midfielders. I know that. Is it Gravenberch, the centre mid for Holland? He's been linked to us today. I've seen in bits and pieces and that, and of course Neuhaus keeps on getting linked, like we mentioned 2 days ago. It is just a waiting game at the minute, because if it wasn't Euros, I think Liverpool would be getting their transfer business done a lot sooner. It's just sadly there is a European competition, and players need rest as well. Even the players that are going to be, signed for Liverpool this summer, they're probably going to go away for a week or two and then think about, next season and what's going to happen. What have we got to say, Jack?
Yeah, they'll have time with the family as well, mate, won't they? And like Fabinho, I think, as you mentioned, they hit the nail on the head. These deals would have been done prior to a couple of months ago anyway, and the ball would have been set in motion. It would have been, because all transfers have an impact with one another around Europe. It's like we've seen with Coutinho, then in Detmers, and then it went on to obviously Van Dijk and Alisson. So if you look around all transfers, even when Hazard went to Chelsea, there was all players going here and everywhere. So it's about possibly, I think, when you see one big transfer, I think it will have a detrimental impact on all clubs around Europe, because all of them love to dabble with all the money around that they've got anyway.
Yeah, no, and that is the thing, isn't it? And I think I said this on a video, I think last week, or I even said it on Twitter. I think the reason why people are being so hyped with transfers already is the fact that everyone's hearing about, Man City are looking at signing Harry Kane for 100 mil, Jack Grealish 100 mil, Chelsea are getting linked to this, that, and the other, PSG signing Hakimi and Donnarumma, and we're seeing all of the big European clubs publicly doing things, and I think that's why people are getting a bit frustrated that why aren't Liverpool making public things. But it's like I said a couple of days ago, Liverpool, look at Fabinho, like you said. Yeah, exactly. The only time we've done that was with Virgil van Dijk and Naby Keita, and both times we had to apologise and issue statements out about both cases. And yes, of course, both of them become, transfers after for Liverpool, but Liverpool are not going to do that anymore. We're not going to go, oh yeah, we're going to sign Kylian Mbappe, next week. That's the thing. And realistically, it's just about taking time, and Jurgen knows what he wants from the squad, and I think he'll get wherever he wants, because he's gotten pretty much whoever he's wanted anyway, as of yet anyway. But guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below anyway. But moving swiftly on to what is probably the main topic of the video, and that is, of course, Mr. Kingsley Coman. Let me make that a bit bigger for you guys. Oh, that's not big enough for you. There we go. Liverpool bid rejected for Kingsley Coman. Liverpool have reportedly had a bid rejected for Kingsley Coman, according to whatever you want to say that, La Gazzetta Sport, if you want to say that, or BN Sport, realistically. The Reds have submitted a formal offer of £30 million for the French international. However, the report states that the bid has been rejected by Bayern, with the Bundesliga club demanding at least £42 million for the forward services. First of all, Jack, just looking at that, like 50 million euros, it's for someone that's very injury prone, that we will have a look at his injury record in a brief moment. It's not good, is it? Because there's other players that we could go out and get for that caliber of money. And just genuinely, what was your thoughts on it? Because for me, I don't think he's a Liverpool signing.
If this story is true, maybe it'll allow to believe anyway, it could be an indication that Liverpool have just tested the feelings, put an offer out there to see what the club and Bayern or any other club that currently Liverpool are potentially negotiating. So if Liverpool go in, put a bid in for Coman, could be they want him and they not, and they knew exactly that Bayern would reject it flatly. He's a very good player. He's a player that's got a very good history. I think if every single league campaign he's had, he's won a league title in his career, which is phenomenal. Since he's been at Paris Saint-Germain, obviously he moved to Bayern Munich as well. Yes, we'll discuss his injuries in a second, but he's a lad with a lot of quality. He's still 20, I think he's 25 years old, 25, 26. Yeah. He's a French international anyway. He's a very pacey, electric winger, something that Liverpool possibly do need, and we've already just been discussing, mate. We need that improved quality within that squad. So if you've got a potential a player of the ability of Kingsley Coman coming into your squad along with Jota, they're not going to be first team regulars. Don't get me wrong, you spend all these money, but it adds to that quality and it allows Mane. What have we all been discussing about Mane? He's played so many minutes. He needs a rest, and that's had that desired impact. Like we've seen last season, Mane's not being himself, but he has ran himself into the ground over the last 3-4 seasons. And I feel sorry for the lads. He just needs a mental rest and a rest physically as well. But the type of quality of Kingsley Coman, everyone proves in the pudding. He's a very, very good player, and he's got his better years ahead of him anyway.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And if we quickly go and have a look at a tweet, let me make this bigger for you guys, from Florian Peltenberg, I think that's how you pronounce it. Apparently a very reliable Bayern journalist, saying, update Coman, yes, LFC is definitely interested in signing him, but they are in contact with his management, but right now it's not a hot topic. FC Bayern still want to extend, especially Nagelsmann, but Kingsley's father forces him to depart to England. Now, Jack, I remember, I think it was either on my stream or your stream, a couple of days ago, we were speaking about, people using, I think it was about Mbappe, wasn't it? We were speaking about it and speaking about contract situations. Apparently Bayern Munich want to extend his contract as well. Is this just another plan by, of course, as we read there,
his dad?
His dad using Liverpool's name to get even more money from the likes of Bayern Munich?
Yeah, I think I looked before. He's got 2 years left on his contract. He is contracted with Nike as well as a supplier, so he is sponsored by a Nike athlete anyway, which I don't believe all of them, but it Sherlock hat on anyway. But yeah, it's the modern day footballer, mate, and the modern day agents. It's how they represent their client in the public domain, really, to get their name out. The more publicity their client does get, the more better position it puts the agent in, and as well as obviously the third party in the club and any other potential transfer, because the agent, he hasn't had a move in a while anyway. So his dad or his agent, whoever represents him anyway, he probably want a payday. He's got 2 years left on his contract, 2-3 years left on his contract. So if Bayern possibly do need some more funds anyway, Nagelsmann, I think he'll want to make a big impact on that Bayern Munich side in terms of bringing his players into the football club, his philosophy, really make a stamp on, obviously, both previous manager and obviously Nagelsmann played a very similar philosophy, really, in terms of attack and brand. You need to be when you're obviously manager of Bayern Munich. But I think for any outgoings, possibly Bayern could be looking at Coman and any other potential players going outwards. There'll be a lot of suitors for Lewandowski. Does he stay at the football club? I think he will stay, but if a big did come in for Lewandowski, I think Bayern Munich definitely would listen to that, whether that be a Real Madrid and all that. But yeah, it's exciting. And if it is true, Con, and everyone at home, if Liverpool have identified that type of quality, he's very much in that bracket below. I know we'll discuss his injuries, and everyone's been discussing already in the comment section below his injuries. But I think if you can look past that, we've just signed Kanate, who didn't have the similar, he different contrast, really, in terms of different injuries both players have had. But if you can keep a fully fit Kingsley Coman, I think he scored in Champions. Did he score in the Champions League final for Bayern?
Yes, he did.
Against
He
Paris Saint-Germain.
scored the winning goal. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a very much big time player. He's a player that doesn't. He's not shy of the occasion. Obviously, I think he was in the World Cup win for France, wasn't he? I think very much so. So he's a player of immense ability. It's whether Liverpool continue to buy these players that have been wrapped up in cotton wool.
Well, you say that. Well, we'll take a look at his injury record right now for you guys. Anyway, let me make that a bit bigger for you guys. Anyway, but yeah, as you can see, hopefully on screen.
Just look at the title wins he's had there, everyone.
Yeah, one Champions League, 6 Bundesligas. Is that a Serie A as well?
It's a couple of French League on titles there as well.
Yeah, well, but we take a look at his record anyway. You just see, but there, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 injuries from last season. The most keeping him out for 16 days, which was a thigh muscle strain. But you look at it, and the last big injury was back in 2018. Where he was out for 86 days. But it is all of this as well, the 58 days, out in 2020 or 2019 to 2020, missed 7 games, but there, missed 15 games for Bayern, missed 16 games for Bayern. And that's going back, 2-3 years ago. Of course, he does have the second page there, but we won't take a look at that. It's injury, the last year, it's been like little niggling injuries, which, to be fair, all players can get. We especially know that from, the last season, of course. But, as everyone has said in the chat, and I will read out all of your comments in the comment section down below, it is the injury record is the most frightening thing. It isn't about the player's quality. It is about, the injury record. But Jack, go on.
Yeah, I think it's up to the medical staff and the way in which Liverpool do potentially use future transfers. Because if you look at any player, don't get me wrong, not everyone is made like Dirk Kuyt or Gini Wijnaldum. It's part and parcel of being a footballer. You're bound to get injured. It's whether we've been very fortunate when we won the league that we more or less had a fully fit squad. When you look at Manchester City's, Chelsea's, Arsenal's, Tottenham's, all top sides in England and around Europe, they have sustained injuries. Messi's been injured for large portions for Barcelona, and Ronaldo in the past as well. So all these big players around Europe, yes, they do get injured. It's whether, and you look at Fekir, Liverpool were looking at his knee, and he's gone on to have more or less 2 full seasons for Real Betis anyway. And we can talk until about Kingsley Coman anyway. It was potential injury records, but if he is to come into the football club, I think we'll all fully back him, and it's really up. That's why the medical staff get paid the big wages. Your sports scientists, nutritionists, Israeli, and the management, similar to the likes of James Milner, we're going to have to pick and choose when he plays. Don't get me wrong, he's phenomenal fitness levels, but we're looking at Henderson now as well. He won't be able to play every single week with his dodgy knees. So every player has their limits, and not every player is like Andy Robinson that is just running on Iron Brew 24/7.
Yeah, no, it is, and that's where the other interesting part about it as well, I think we have to take a look at as well, that not all signings as well is like, Virgil van Dijk, Alisson Becker, thrown in at day one and managed to, stay there. You look at, Robbo, for example, 6 months, Fabinho, 7 months, Mo, probably, I know he, started, but, he didn't get fully going into it, did he, for a first month or two? And then, of course, went on to score 44 goals in his opening season. And look, we're not expecting, if Coleman was to come into the club, even though it would be nice for him to get 44 goals in all competitions. But, as long as he contributed to it, I think that would be, phenomenal. And I think the other interesting thing as well is to take from it is that he would be linking up with Thiago again, and maybe it could be agent Thiago, maybe potentially. But, we're speaking about Liverpool and bringing in people that gel with the squad, you automatically know that's a combination that will work well. It's been proven for Bayern Munich over the last couple of years, and that is what I think Liverpool might be looking at. They might be looking at other elite clubs to have a look. Oh, well, he could be a bit of deadwood there, but he could be phenomenal here. And I think with that, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what does happen with there. Anyway, but yeah, let's read out a few of your comments on the situation. Anyway, Jexter's gone. Does Kanate go straight into the first 11 on the team sheet? Yes, he does. Can we apologize again and give Keita back? No. Ellen says yes. I would have thought so. Even if Gomi is fit to start, Coman is worth 58.5 mil, but he's just injury prone. He's a good player, though. Yeah, that is his current market value on transfer market as things stand. Anyway, Helen says Coman, Notar, he isn't good enough. Shay says Coman's injuries are my only worries. Very good player. Helen says, come on, maybe Coman, sorry, maybe 25 mil player, not 50 mil in my opinion. Injuries are only worry about Coman. For me, he's around 30 million pound player. So literally everyone has around the same feeling. It is just injuries or not. Ultra says, if I feel we need someone who's versatile and winger, because we don't have a proper cover for Salah there. Well, that's actually a good little segue into a player that I think we should be getting. I did compare him to Kingsley Coman. And we have spoken about him before on the channel, and as you can see there, it is Mr. Rafinha from Leeds United. For me, I think Liverpool should be going after Rafinha. As you can see, but they, both of them can play on the wings. Both. Well, I say both. Kingsley Coman, it says they can play as a second striker. I think Rafinha could also play as a second striker, as you can see, but they 58.5 million estimated value. Rafinha's only 27 million, which of course I will say this, it's an estimated value, it's not the actual value that the clubs do point them out there. But let me scroll down. 24 years of age for Rafinha to 25 for Kingsley Coman, and again doesn't have the injury record that Kingsley Coman does have. So guys, let me know your thoughts. Would you rather sign, a Rafinha for, 25 million pounds, not 25 million pounds, sorry, for 50 million pounds if you were given that option, Jack? If it was up to you, which one would you prefer?
Both very good players. I think very different players as well. For me, if I was in charge of the transfers, I'd be looking at the
certain French winger that's in PSG. Wait, what?
No. You can never say as much experience. You can never buy that much experience. Obviously, Kingsley Coman, just look at the trophies he's won. But look at Robbo and Edwards and Klopp bought a whole left back and he turned him into the world's best left back. So it's what the coaching staff, and I think we've seen with likes of Salah coming into the football club, Mane, Firmino, Van Dijk. Jurgen is elevated, and we've spoken last night, and we and everyone in the comment section below. Jurgen makes players, and even if we do sign a £20 million player, a winger, whoever that might be, I've got full confidence within our coaching staff that they do elevate them. But for me, if you have to pick, it's a very difficult one. I know I've just spoken about Kingsley's experience, and it's so much experience. You only have to look at what he's won international stage and club level. But Rafinha is the more intriguing one. But Rafinha, I think, will cost more just for the Leeds United. Really, Bielsa and the club will very much not let him go on the cheap. I know he's valued at around 20, 30 million, but it's the Premier League. He's had that breakthrough season. Leeds will play hardball. And I think if Liverpool have looked at this, they would have definitely engaged with communication with Bielsa and Leeds United, put the feelings out there, like they do with most transfers anyway. Would have said to Leeds, is Rafinha available? And he said, not really, but we've set an asking price of, say, something stupid, something like Leicester done with Harry Maguire, and said, like, they've slapped a 60, 70 million pound price tag on him, and then Liverpool went, whoa, we can't be having that. But for me, if you had to pick out both of them, very good players, very different players anyway, it'd be Kingsley just for the experience in which he would offer at Liverpool.
Okay, that's very interesting. Well, keeping with the same question, Ellen said, in your mind, who do you think Klopp wants to buy in the window to bolster the team? For me, I think Neuhaus, because German Bundesliga, Klopp does his research with the Bundesliga, and then just any versatile forward.
It's definitely midfield, mate, isn't it? You only have to look at Klopp's comments, final game of the season about Gini Wijnaldum. He was like us, absolutely gutted. He was speaking about Gini like he was his son. He was that. We all know how the desired impact in which Gini had, and Klopp and all the technical staff, like all of us, would have been deeply disappointed. So disappointed because, we've spoken about injured players and all that, but Genuine's never injured. But in terms of what he offered on the football pitch, you cannot buy, really. The desired, never injured, the desired quality. Yes, he wasn't on the score sheet a lot, but he'd done very much a lot of the dirty work that very much stats don't pick up. And because he's not a Bruno Fernandes, Kevin De Bruyne type. Michael Edwards, I've just put a 50 million bid in for Coman. But my man's just absolutely carry on. Just took my foot. Then you haven't waited to move
Right, well, I'll take over. Helen, I've seen your comment. I've got to go for now. Bye, guys. Hopefully, you have a fantastic rest of your day, Helen. Arthur says hi, Connor, Jack, Mark, and Jade. Jade saying hi to Arthur back. Hopefully, on a fantastic day. Arthur, let me scroll down. Chris says no, Canate doesn't not yet, will need time to learn the trade like Fabinho did. I think Chris, he's already suited to our style. Ryan's in. Hello, Ryan. Hopefully on a fantastic day, mate. I know that you've had the vaccine today. Jack's back from our little talk to Michael Edwards.
Liverpool just he's in my back garden. Just pulled up in his Range Rover and he's got that the classic Melwood van. He's got Kingsley in the back. He's got crutches on now, so don't sign.
Just whoa.
He's injured already.
Right, says, all right, lads, been a while since I've been on here. Hope you're well. We're both well, thank you, mate. Shay says, Rafinha would be a better option with the Premier League season behind him as well. Yeah, it's also good that he's had a banger of a season as well. That massively helps as well. Would buy Rafinha from Leeds to the Premier League, proven and Brazilian. Rai says, might be wrong, but I think Coman has won a trophy in every season of his professional career. Laughing face, not hard when it's been at the clubs he's been at, but 3 trophies every season for him. Ultra says, how come we have the best German manager and no German players? Weird. Yeah, a bit weird, but maybe Klopp likes to experience others than Germans.
He loves the Scottish grave out left back. He loves the Scottish players.
Realistically, Klopp has to be looking at squad depth, especially after last season with the injuries. Yeah, especially Shay. I think that is pretty much what we need anyway, for sure. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down about Kingsley Coman. Let us know as well if you're watching on repeat. Please let us know. Would you take him for £43 million or 50 million euros, as it's been suggested anyway? Let us know in the comment section down below. But moving on then to our final story of the video, and that is a little bit of actual transfer news. James Pearce, as you can see there, the Mr. Reliable James Pearce, saying that LFC in talks to sell Liam Myler for around £2 million. Basel leading the chase. Also been interest from New York Red Bulls, Odsonne, Blackpool, and Charlton. Of course, Charlton.
I know where I'd go there, Connor. I'd go New York Red Bulls.
Would you really?
I don't know. It depends what lifestyle he wants. Sunny New York or Blackpool Pleasure Beach with your Fleeters band every weekend.
Well, it could happen, but again, it is. We are talking about, like we said at the beginning of the video, it is gathering the money up for whoever we want to buy this summer. Anyway, but Jack, this might be a very controversial topic. This might be with us getting rid of squad depth, or getting rid of the deadwood. Who in your opinion is deadwood, and who should be sold this summer?
Well, Divock Shaqiri, Naby Keita.
Whoa.
Yeah, I said Naby. Laddie said he'll be injured again all next season.
Shut up.
We kissed the ball. Everyone in chat and all Liverpool fans around the world know that. Unless there's a miracle and Naby gets reborn or something, and he's not injured.
Somehow.
But yeah, Shaqiri, Origi, Harry Wilson, Neko, loan, not give it to him, loan. Kelleher, loan.
Hang on, Ryan. Autocorrect's done Ryan wrong by it. Salad is definitely. I didn't know we had a player called Salad. I'm not gonna lie, right?
I can't say no. I'm dyslexic, so
no, I know I can't say much neither. But but I just thought that was really funny.
But yeah, no, Salah's definitely not. But yeah, I think those would be the main key players, mates. I know I've not met Nat as well. Depends if a Burnley come in. I think we'd easily get 20 million solid from 20 million, especially if a couple of players. If Brighton do sell Ben White to Arsenal, massive £50 million burning in their back pocket. And I think they'd definitely come in for Nat Phillips for around about 15, 20 million. So yeah, not a lot of players to move out, but I think it's just improving slightly on the quality, as we mentioned at the top of the show, mate. But those names for me, possibly.
Would Taki be a name on your to go list, or do you think we should keep him? I think he's the hardest one to predict. I think everyone else.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Taki as well.
There's a reason I think behind it, but I think Taki, it's where Jurgen said that he's a part of the long term, future of the club, and you look at it and go, could we? Recuperate, 11, 12, 13, 14 million for him.
Yeah, I think that was just putting out the feelings to other clubs. I think if you say that you've got one of your assets saying that, we don't see him as part of our future, then potential suitors will possibly come into negotiations going to Edwards. Jurgen's been in the press going, I don't really fancy him this season, next season anyway. But yeah, I'm disappointed with Taki. I love him. He had a great impact. Yes, he didn't set the world alight, but it was very difficult with the limited minutes in which he did have. There's been a lot more worse players coming to the football club over our history anyway. And I'm disappointed that if he is going to stay, it'll take him another 12 months, I feel. But it's whether Jurgen and all the fans have got enough time really to sit on our hands and allow him that development. Because he's 27, 28 years old. But I think he possibly could go to not Bayern Munich, but a Bundesliga side, or go back to Salzburg, I think, in the future. But I think if we can get 5 to 10 million back off him, it's still transfer money for potential new signs.
I think Southampton are the ones that are getting linked the most when it comes to Taki. So, keeping in the Premier League, maybe Liverpool might do a buyback option potentially in there anyway. But Gary says, Conor Renato Sanchez is being looked at. Do you think he's good? Daniel Malon is looking a little sad, but I will take him. McGinn is a must. McGinn is not happening. Well, I think we covered this. I think a couple of days ago when it was linked, £50 million for a 27-year-old Scottish midfielder. No,
there's no doubt on McGinn's quality. Don't get me wrong. He's in the mould of a Jurgen Klopp player. He's Scottish. He's got the similar attributes to Robbo. He's a player that. He's very good on the ball, very good in terms of retaining the ball, a possession. 27, 50 million, it's Aston Villa. I think they're building, and I think it'd be very disappointing if you're an Aston Villa fan, if you're letting go of your players, especially when you've just spent 40 million on Buendia, unless something a stupid offer come in. But Gary, you mentioned Renato Sanchez there. He's got, was it less than 12 months or possibly around that time left on his contract? I think he's got 6 months or something. So
I think he's out of contract in 23. So I think he has a year and a half left.
Yeah, and I think he's a player of immense ability. And I think if Liverpool possibly, there'll be a lot of suitors, Gary, especially if Portugal and everyone at home, Portugal do go on, or as we mentioned last night on my show with Connor. If you've missed it, go and check it out. But yeah, me and Connor have spoken off camera, and like you have with all your mates around the world. It's an interesting one, Sanchez, because at the right club at the right time, he, off the back of the Euros in which he did have on the previous seasons, he's been all around the place, but we've seen it with Salah. We've seen Salah go to certain clubs and it not make it, but he's moved to Liverpool and his career is elevated to heights that he probably didn't really imagine. If you would have said a certain Salah was coming to Liverpool Football Club in the future, and everyone was like, "Whoa, he done nothing at Chelsea," but everyone goes talking about Sanchez and that impact in which he had. Where was he? Was it Swansea? He was on loan.
Yeah. Swansea.
Yeah, and I think it's Sanchez. He's learned so much over the last 12 months in League One as well.
I think as well the problem with Sanchez is I think he got truly heartbroken that he couldn't find a way in at Bayern for a long period of time, because I know he had the full season after the Euros, back 5 years ago, and then couldn't really get into the team, wasn't really getting picked. Then he was told that he was, no use to Bayern Munich, which, at the time, one of the top clubs in European football, then getting shipped out all over the place, then playing at a poor Swansea team at the time. And realistically, I think was at a focal point of, he's meant to be, the golden boy that's, the award's been given to the likes of Messi and this, that, and the other. And then, in Lille, he's been, remarked as, one of the best midfielders in Europe. So for me, I think Renato Sanches, like you said, no one thought we'd sign a Chelsea Mo Salah. And now Mo Salah is one of the best players in world football. So
it's all about certain environments, isn't it, Con? And everyone at home, certain players enjoy certain environments and it can propel their career. Some players sink and swim, and I think it's going to be a massive 12 months for Sanchez, whether he does stay at Lille. But French football is very much crippled. They've not got a lot of money, obviously due to the collapse of the TV money. So Lille and Nice and PSG even will be looking to sell players. Marseille, a lot of talent, and Lyon. We'll see a lot of movement from all these clubs that are players moving abroad. And I think Sanchez will very much be a big player that will be on the move.
Yeah,
possibly. I'd love it if Liverpool did sign him, because there's no better player. If you're Sanchez, as you mentioned there, Con, he's been at Bayern, didn't really happen. Being at Swansea, being all around the gaff anyway, and he's come to Lille, had that desired impact. And next season, or if he moves this summer, and if he does move, and you never know, it could be the turning point in his future endeavours as a player anyway.
No, it could be, definitely. Ultra says, I honestly feel we need a target man as well, at least to have an option, just because the crosses we can deliver. Yeah, absolutely. Ryan says, my left arm is working, my bad. Isn't FF sick? To be fair, Ryan, don't worry, we're taking the back. Shay says, one player I don't want to see leaving is Nat Phillips. Taki is 26, so I'd give him one more season, then decide on him. And then Rai says, for the final comment of the video, says Giroud to Liverpool on a free, confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. Go away. But thank you to everyone that has tuned in to tonight's video. It's very much appreciated, as always. Thank you. If you've commented, liked, shared, and subscribed, it'd be very much appreciated if you can subscribe, because we are so close to 500. I think we're now 8 away or 7 away from 500. So please hit that subscribe button, and as well please share out the channel as well. But Jack, thank you very much for coming on, my friend. Anything else you've got to say before we go up?
Thank you very much for letting me come on, Con. It's been a pleasure to speak to everyone. Absolute legends, Gary, Shay, Ryan, Jade, Ultra as well. Every single one of you. I'm trying to see Arthur as well. Apologies for missing your name, but it's been an absolute pleasure to come on, mate. I've enjoyed it. I will be going live a bit later, everyone, so I have my tea, watch the footy, and possibly come. Yeah, I'll be on after when the second half starts anyway, so stay tuned on my channel. Possibly come on, Connor, if you're not too busy anyway, but yeah, we'll just chill, watch the second half of the Portugal game. So it'll be very interesting. But thank you for letting me come on, Con. And yeah,
Absolute
fingers
pleasure.
crossed Liverpool in the next couple of days. We get a couple
Sign
of deals
someone.
sorted.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe if Portugal go out tonight, then maybe Renato Sanchez might get confirmed to Liverpool
Well,
potentially.
Agent Jota. There we go. We have
Yeah.
it with Ali speaking
Agent
to everyone.
Jota.
So.
Yeah, we got agents everywhere. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Like I did say, please stay tuned to the channel. Of course, if you haven't check us out on Twitter. I did say there is a very interesting series coming up on the channel, of course, starting with a French right winger that does play in Paris. So do please check that out when it does come on your screen.
LFC.
No, it's not coming to Jack LFC, but I'll keep an eye out for notifications, Jack, as well. But yeah, everyone, please go and subscribe to Jack as well. All the links are in the video description down below. But until next time, guys, that is going to be it from us. I've been Connor from the Cup Council, and we will see you all very, very soon.
Arrivederci.